I got my sync snaps.
The sync snaps.
How do you sync your audio footage? Your footage and your audio.
Oh,
do you do a clap?
I like a clap, yeah.
Do you do like a rhythm?
Sometimes, like when there's like different takes, I do like one, and for like the second take, I do like two, and sometimes I'm just
just start dancing around.
Exactly, depends on like my mental state, like how long I've been filming for. 3 hours in.
Yeah, 3 hours in, it's all conventions out the window.
Exactly.
I find when sometimes I'll have to like redo something because like encoding goes bad. I'll just start muttering and rambling to myself, and I'll go back to the footage. I'm like, a madman recorded this. There was a lunatic behind the camera.
Or when you like misspoke or something, I'm like, and then it turns into music, and then I'm just gone.
Just in the zone.
And then looking back at the footage, I'm like, I'm so happy nobody saw me recording.
You got to take all those moments and use them as samples and make a song.
Oh my god, that's
like an intro, outro song.
That's amazing. Good idea. I might do that. I probably won't.
Well, hey, Leyah.
Hey. Wow, haven't heard that in a long time.
Right? Hey. I know. It's a callback.
It's a callback. Wow.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. We talked about this before, but it's just a week. But now it's time to have some fun.
It's time to let go, right?
Exactly.
Well, I gotta ask, how's streaming been going?
Oh, actually pretty well. I've come to like it quite a bit. I think I've been streaming for like two months now on YouTube, and every day there were some people just coming up and talking, and I feel like I've really connected to some people, and that was very nice. I was very surprised that people would actually start watching me, and like in the future, coming soon, I really want to dive more into this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's something I enjoy about streaming versus just like video creation is that direct interaction is so different. It's, can be very uplifting, even if there's just like one or two people there. You're like, they care. They're here and actively caring. Like,
totally. Yeah. I think like streaming really gives you, like after I stop streaming, I'm very happy, and like it always lifts up my mood. I'm not sure if it's the same for you, but afterwards I'm like, oh my god, I can do anything. I want to, I don't know, climb a mountain.
I think I get a kind of a mixed bag. There's sometimes where I'm like, God, that was awesome. Everybody's so cool. I feel just like supported and encouraged. And then there's other times where I'm like, I am drained. I just sapped myself of energy. And it's like, dang, I gotta do laundry after this.
Oh god. That's hard. That's tough. Maybe you should do it before you start streaming.
Well, okay, you don't have to
just say, I mean. By the way, like how long are you streaming, like usually?
Well, I'm not great at going for a very long amount of time. Usually I'm doing around 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll get like, I think the times where I've crashed or when I've done like 6 hour streams.
Oy.
And I've done some longer ones, but usually I try to keep it around that 1 to 2 hour time frame, because otherwise I'm like, I'm starting to get hungry. It doesn't matter what time of day it is or if I've eaten before. It's just like, I kind of want to eat something right now. And I'm like, I don't want to just eat on stream.
Yeah. I think like the first time I ate something on stream, I felt so awkward because like my mic is very good at picking up sounds. And then I'm like, hello, ASMR. I'm sure you're not here for that, but You have it anyway.
Well, thanks for coming along for the ride. We're about to eat this.
I mean, nobody complained about it, so I don't think people would like care that much. I think.
Leyah ASMR stream.
Oh God, no! I would feel so awkward. I don't know how people do this, honestly.
Have you've seen those, like the ear microphones, right?
Ear microphones?
Have you seen those?
No. What?
They're microphones that are stereo. So there's one input that's left and one input that's right, and they have silicone ears on them. So supposedly they hear sound closer to how we hear sound. And
no, I don't ASMR like that. Oh my,
that
no.
Just like they'll like suck on the ear. No. It's horrific. It's absolutely no.
Oh
the
my
first
God,
time
no.
I saw that, I was like, no. It's so bad. It's so bad.
No, never. Oh my God. Like, imagine you just have two ears in front of you and you have to like, what the hell? Never.
Like eating into the right ear.
Imagine you're like just a person sitting right in front of your ear, like in real life. How would you?
Oh, gross.
I would
you'd hit that person. You'd be like, "Oh God, get
way too close, please." Privacy.
I think one of my favorite ASMR streams I've ever seen was this kid who had a Yeti microphone. He just takes this aluminum can and slides it over and just bangs on it.
I would watch that. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, high quality content.
Oh my God. Do you know this one kid that just went viral? I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It has nothing to do with like ASMR.
Are you about to talk about the rave kid?
Yeah!
How does he have a fire pillar in that bedroom? It terrifies me.
Do you know what terrified me as well? That boy is German, and I was like, everything makes sense now. Because this type of music, I know exactly what type of people this person is. I have friends that are like that. It all makes sense.
And the like emotes on his stream, just everything going nuts. It's so
it was crazy.
Okay, we're talking about crazy things on stream. I saw a clip of a Spanish creator.
Yeah.
And he was like, hold on, let me try something. I want to show you something with the camera. And he like goes in and I think it's like a cut real fast. He like covers it up and then picks it up. And then he points it to the corner of his room and a bunch of Minecraft blocks fall down and form a portal. And he walks through it and suddenly he's walking in Minecraft and he like pulls out a sword and flips it. And it's all like 3D render. And then he's like, all right, what should I do? And turns and there's a creeper and it blows up. And then it's like stream over.
Damn.
And then credits start rolling. And I was like, gosh, like, the creativity.
Insane. The amount of work that had to like go into that. Insane.
I saw that and I was like, I'm definitely behind the curve. I need to either start raving right now or I need to get someone who could do 3D renders for me. And
good luck with that.
I'm curious, when you've done like art streams, right? Or you're creating, what's it like creating live versus creating by yourself? What are the differences in that?
Oh, it's very different. I just realized that last stream, I think. I was working on a new cover, right? The visuals for that. And I did a storyboard beforehand. No, I made the storyboard while I was streaming. And storyboards aren't supposed to be like very detailed or anything good looking. Right? It's just to get your ideas. Concept. Yeah. And then I was drawing and people in chat were like, oh, this looks funny. And I think like they didn't mean any harm and they were like joking. But I was like, in my mind, I was like, do I need to draw better? Because people are seeing these ugly storyboards. So I think like that really, I'm not sure if it like really hinders me in any kind of way, but it just, it's a bit of an influence. And I'm very, very much slower when I'm on stream because I talk a lot. And when I'm like by myself, I'm in the zone. I like do 2 hours just drawing, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then I did a lot. But then when I look back, when I'm streaming and doing stuff, I was like, I did 2 drawings. What happened? What did I do?
I'm all over the place. I'm not focused at all.
Yeah. I think like you don't really get into like the zone when you're streaming. Yeah.
Do you think that getting into the zone is extremely important to making something good? Or do you think you can still make something high quality with that kind of, with the chat, the feedback there in the moment?
Oh, I think it's very different because when you're getting feedback like constantly, you get, like for me, it really helps to get an understanding of what people think. Like in the end, I'm creating for the people, right? So if they give me feedback, I'm able to do a better output. But I feel like when you get into the zone, it's more of an efficiency kind of thing. You're like, this is like next thing. And you're like, damn, today was so successful. But yeah, I think it's just a different kind of productivity that you get. Like one is like very much feedback. You get a lot of feedback and then you can incorporate that. And the other one is just like the amount of stuff you can do is better. So probably like quantity versus quality, maybe.
Which one's more important to you?
I think it would be quality. However, I know about the importance of quantity when it comes to the most feared algorithm. Wow. Yeah.
Gotta have that consistency.
Yeah, we all know about it. But like I realized that when I really put work into the things I do and quality into it, I feel like I don't care about the algorithm because people are more likely to watch more of what I do because the quality is higher, and people are more likely to watch till the end or share to a friend because it's so good, right?
Yeah.
But then again, I think I saw like a video. If you want to get good, you don't have to worry about quality. You just gotta have a lot of quantity, because if you want to get good at songwriting, you just have to write like 2 songs every day or something like that. It's hard. It's so hard.
I think it's different because like different people learn differently, right? So some people learn by just like beating their head into the wall over and over and over again, and then some people learn by like critiquing themselves in the moment in a slower fashion, you know? And so the person is like, just make 5,000 videos and you'll be fine, you know. Then you'll be good at video making. And the person is like, no, take your time with it. It's kind of like that the feeling of like raw creativity versus like refined creativity, where it's like, if you're good at creativity, then if you just make stuff, eventually you're going to get good at it because you're going to figure it out and you'll feel it out. And the technical side, where it's like, just learn from other people, study, figure out what you can do better, assess your work, critique it, make it as good as possible.
Yeah. I think it's always so hard to tell because from like I don't know about you, but I always like to watch like YouTube videos, how to do that, how to do this, and how to get better, whatever. And every video has like different kind of tips you should try. And I'm like, well, do I need to like worry about quantity or quality? No, what is it? Can you guys maybe like tell me what's the problem here? But like in the end, it's what you said. It's just like every person is different. They have to figure out themselves how they improve the best, and that's pretty hard. But I mean, we're all on the way, right?
Yeah, it's a journey. It's always a journey.
Well, what about you? Quantity or quality?
I think I lean closer to the make 5,000.
Okay.
I think I lean a little bit more into that, only because nothing is perfect. And the harder I try to make something perfect with my ability, the less happy I will be, because I will never make it perfect.
Oof,
and so
yeah.
like I want to do the best that I can with my ability and grow that with time, but I want to have stuff that I can look at to reflect on.
Yeah.
But I've always been like very impulsive with my creations. So if I find the creative projects I get the most frustrated with are the ones that I spend the longest on, because I get a month and a half into a project and I'm like, why did I even start this? Where was my brain when I began this project? I'm somewhere else. And I like to take time to work on things. I end up getting a better result, but it is harder for me to complete it if I take a longer period of time. So I'm more willing to just be like, I'm gonna crunch this tonight, and when it's done and it looks good, then I'm gonna put it out. Or then I'm just gonna set it aside and move on to the next thing, you know.
By the way,
I try hard to get critique. This is something that I've been struggling to get, is like honest critique of, you know, look at my channel, tell me what you think. And people are like, it's good, man.
It's good.
I'm like, that's not what I was asking
not
for.
helpful
like,
at all.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate the compliment. It's not quite what I was asking for.
Who did you ask though? Like your friends or like other YouTubers?
Yeah, I'll just ask. I've asked generally in I think in videos. I've posted tweets, and people will like the tweets. I will post questions like, tell me who artists that you have found that you really enjoy. I want to connect with more artists. And I get like 10 people who like the tweet and no answers.
I'm so sorry, because I was probably one of the likes.
I appreciate you liking my question, but I'm getting no answers here. Help me.
Yeah, I think like the problem is when you're the first one to comment, it's a bit of a pressure, right? Because you're like, oh no, what did I write now? I'm just gonna like it. Probably like maybe someone else will.
I'll come back when somebody else comments.
You will never come back.
I'll get left hanging on that front.
But sometimes like you maybe just want to like say like, oh my god, that's a good question. I don't know anything about that, but nice question, right?
There you go. That break the ice.
Yeah.
And then somebody will be like, I know the answer. Step aside. You've opened the door for me to look cool.
Maybe. By the way,
Oh yeah. No, go for it. It's all you.
I actually wrote down a question that would match like the topic that we had before. Wait a sec. Open. Yeah. We were talking about like content creation and quantity and quality and stuff, and I was wondering how much is procrastination like affecting you, or is it affecting you at all, or is it like a thing you just don't have?
So I was talking to another wonderful content creator and good friend Jean, the channel with the freakishly long name, kind of about this.
Yeah.
And I always have something going on. Like I have some project that I have started or am thinking of, am about to start. So I have like a big project that I'm planning at the end of the year that I need to work on really badly, and I need to be at least 50% done with it, and I may be 10% done with it if I want to make it happen. So there's some procrastination, but then I have other things where I'm just like, this sounds fun to do, and I'll make it in 2 days, and then I post it, and that other thing gets delayed. So it's, I think it's less about procrastination and more about attention and prioritization. Where it's like, I'm not delaying something, I just start doing something else.
I see.
Yeah.
I also think like with like big projects, it's my biggest, I don't know, thing with like big projects, that they seem like such a big thing, and you don't know, like when you want to start working on it, you're like, oh my god, this is so much, what do I do? But if you don't start, of course you're never gonna finish it, and you're not gonna get any like results. You're not gonna get closer to finishing it. You're just sitting there, or not sitting there, you're just scrolling on your phone and thinking, oh my god, I should be working on that, but it's so much, I might just do the laundry instead. That's for me, like the thought of it being so incredibly huge that I have to do so much so it can get finished.
Yeah, I want to do an end of the year stream, like a 24-hour thing. That's like a production. So I have like a list of things that I need, like a shopping list. Like I said, I'm like maybe 10% done with that list.
I see.
So, and we're almost halfway through the year at this point.
Oh god, what happened?
I know.
Oh my
I know,
god.
right? It's come and gone quick.
Yeah.
What about you? Procrastination? How does it affect you?
I'm a hardcore procrastinator. I think like for me, like what I told you about, like the big project and having like a lot of things that need to be done, and like my perfectionism is always getting in the way, because I always feel like this is not good enough. I'm procrastinating because I know it's not gonna be 100% perfect. But I truly believe that due to my YouTube channel, I was able to overcome that just a bit, because I put out quite some stuff that, looking back, like on it now, is not like, I know I can do better now. I'm very aware that those weren't like 100% that I put into a video, and I was still able to upload it, right? So it's still a thing that like affects me, but not as much as it used to. However, I do think I was always a procrastinator, like even in school, in uni, everywhere. University, biggest procrastinator. The thing is, like, I always get through with it. Like in the end, I always get like decent, good results, and then it's just like no consequences of me like cramming for this exam one day before. I'm a 5-head. Doesn't matter.
What's school content creation balance like?
Oh, so like for me, I was just constantly stressed. Like for university, when did I start YouTube? Like a year ago? 1.5 probably?
Almost 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
And maybe a little over at this point. 2020, right?
Yeah, I think with the start of the pandemic I started.
Yeah, it's 2022, so.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it really helped me through the pandemic, like content creation. Because I was constantly at home. I didn't go to college, I didn't do anything, I was just at home, and I was able to work on projects constantly. But once I like got to a point where like I got into a higher semester, right? I was like in my 5th semester, 6th semester, like all of those are like very important to my education, right? They were also very heavy, like workload wise. So I was just constantly stressed out about being able to create a video every week and then putting it out. And I was like, oh my god, I need to learn, and then I also have work because I need to live, and then oh my god, also this YouTube video needs to be done. Yeah. So for like the past like few months, I think, I didn't really put out like a big video. I only streamed because I was like, this has to stop. This doesn't go well. This isn't good for my mental health at all. And this freaking thesis needs to be done. So now this is gone. Now I don't have any school stuff in my head, only work and content. Wow.
Do you have a preference between streaming and recording? Like, obviously the pros of streaming are you sit down, you invest that amount of time, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you just move on to your next thing.
I think like creation that isn't live is still it's hard to tell because it's so different, right? Because like for streaming you get the feedback. I think it's more like chatting with friends. It's more like you and me, like sitting down and chatting, right?
Yeah.
That's it for me. But when I'm sitting down and really in the doing the work, I think it's again has to do with like the flow state. And when I'm really into the flow, I love that. When I'm like like a madman. Exactly. It really like gives me freedom and creativity in a way that streaming, like, it's not, I don't really have the feeling that my brain gets activated the same way as when I'm like creating alone by myself and I'm in the zone, right? So yeah. I do appreciate both, but they tickle a different side of my brain.
Yeah. Almost, it's the analytical side versus that like emotional side, like that emotional social side.
Yeah.
I do find like when I'm streaming, it's kind of like, I'm here, I'm with friends, I'm engaged, and there's energy kind of flying around. Then you get in that zone and you're just like, the energy is what I am making. I am the energy. Is it when you're streaming, it's like whoever comes in chat kind of comes and affects it, and it's a party, it flows with it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then you go mega mind mode by yourself and you're just like, I am the YouTube editor.
I am the editor. I am the best. And then you're watching like your video 5 times and you're like, oh my god, I'm so good.
No one does it better than me.
And then you're watching it back like the next time you're like, oh.
Yeah, you post it and a week goes by and you come back and you're like, oh, that was, come on, man.
I could have done better.
I have to make something else to make up for this. This is terrible.
But that's like the joy of creation, right? You always want to do better. Didn't like Bob Ross say something like that? He's like, I'm happy about students that are never satisfied with their drawings or something like that, or their paintings, because they always have room for improvement. They always see something they can improve, and they always want to improve. Because when you're like finished and look at your drawing, you're like, that's perfect. It's kind of, I mean, I can see where he's coming from, because you always know I can do better than that. You don't have to like be mean about it, like to yourself, but
right.
You can always say like, okay, I know, next time 1% better, something like that.
Yo-Yo Ma apparently still practices hot cross buns because every song can always be played better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Supposedly. I don't know if that's 100% true.
Maybe.
That's what the story is.
I mean, if it's like when you think that you can do better, even if other people like can't tell, I think like that's the only thing that matters, right? When you're like practicing a craft, doing something creative, and you think like, I can do it better. Like often people from the outside will be like, oh my god, that's amazing. What do you mean you can do better, right?
But you've got the technical knowledge to be like, I know where this could have been improved a little bit, or even if I don't know how I would improve it, I see the thing that I would want to improve, and I'm going to figure that out next time.
Yeah, and if you then include it, you always get a bit better, and eventually people will be like, oh, I didn't know she got better. It was like so unnoticeable that they got better, because like every creation got just like a tiny percentage better, but in the end you see that these percentages like accumulate, and then you're like 30% at the end of the year better than before, or something like that.
And you're like, I'm the best that's ever did it.
You're like, I'm the mad scientist. I'm
the ultimate YouTube guru.
And then you're looking back 1 year later to that point. You're like,
oh God, what have I done?
Cringe. Oh my God. It's like the same thing. I just thought of this like today when I was on the train. Like when I'm not sure why this happens, but it's like that's it for me. When you're like, or when I was 13, I was like at my highest confidence level, I think. Because I don't know how it was possible, because I was so incredibly cringe. It was like, I don't know, where does this confidence, like, where did it come from? How was it even possible?
When I was 14 and 13, I would say, rock on. That was my catchphrase. With the hand, too. I'd do it. Rock on. I thought it was so cool.
Oh, my God. I remember I was like, I used to, like, stay in school longer because I wanted to draw. And I was like, in my head, it was this cool, creative, artsy kid that like everybody like looked at and was like, "Oh my God, this mysterious art girl." I was just like sitting in the corner, like, and then just drawing cringy emo stuff. I don't know. Like listening to Nightcore, and I'm like, "This is it. Yeah, I'm the best." Sometimes I really wish I had that self-confidence from back then. Like, where did it go?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like when I was, young, entering into high school, that middle school era, I was just like, I am the ultimate main character. Like, if I believe in it, then it will happen.
Yeah.
I am the avatar. Like, just like...
Oh my God.
I can do whatever I want. And then you grow up and you're like, I was doing nothing as a child. Where
Why did I do nothing?
Why was I thinking that I was like the top of the world? What's going on?
I don't know. Like, oh my God, embarrassing. I don't know. I remember like finding an old diary of mine, and I looked into it and was like, excuse me? What is this? What is this? I was like talking about how everybody okay, this is very like a bit cringe.
That's okay.
This is a bit cringe for me to say, but
okay.
I was like, at the first week I was like, oh, I'm in love with this boy, right? And then the next week, I don't like him at all. I think this boy is much better for me. And the next day I would be like, no, the first boy. He is it. He is it. It was like 3 weeks just changing between 5 boys. I was like, what is happening in here?
Now, here's the question. Did any of them know? Or is this all just diary talk? This is...
I think like back then I wasn't really like... I didn't really have like a lot of like, how would you, but I didn't really have a lot of experience with boys, so I wouldn't really be talking to them a lot, so they probably didn't know. But then again, I remember like one time I was talking to this boy that I wrote in this diary, and I was like, oh, you're so cute, blah, blah, blah. And then I talked to him, and then he told me that I was looking like a monkey. And then the next day I was like, I don't like him anymore. And then next boy.
Hey, that's fair. He blew his shot, you know. You look like a monkey.
I was
That's
like,
rough.
I think it was because I had like a merch t-shirt that had like huge monkey on it. It was like a German artist that had like an album called City Monkeys, something like that. And I loved that shirt and I loved him. And he was like, you look like a monkey, you look like the shirt. And I was like, thank you, my man. Good thing that my self-confidence is up here because...
Good thing I'm 14 and I cannot be stopped right now.
Good thing I'm the main character at 14.
That would really hurt if I wasn't the avatar, so see ya.
By the way, I'm not sure if you did that as well, but like in elementary school, we had like the biggest, hugest brains when it came to creativity and like things we could play. So we actually did play like having elements. So everybody, like we had a group of 3 and then everybody had their assigned elements and it was like, oh my God, water. And the other, we just run around outside.
I remember we would play Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
And we were there was 3 of us friends and we'd be assigned like the different characters. I think I was Gimli most of the time, but I'd like have to trade off with somebody else. And then we'd get a bunch of people together when there were the battles and we'd be like, all right, you guys are humans and elves, you guys are orcs, we're all just gonna pretend to die when we get hit. You have to pretend you're dead for at least 10 seconds.
Oh my God, best times. Oh my God. I remember like doing the same thing with Narnia and everyone was like a different character and nobody wanted to be like the brown-haired small guy that basically was just a crybaby for the queen.
Oh, Edmund? Is that his name?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody wanted to be Edmund.
Yeah, we're like, somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to be this character.
I mean, no 2 Susans can happen. I'm sorry, but you need to be this bitch.
Please complain. Like, we need to pick on you. This is part of the play.
Like, looking back was very, I don't know. Oh my God, now I remember we also did the same thing with like Eragon, I'm not sure what it's called in English, like the
dragon books?
Yeah. But now looking back on it, I was like in elementary school when I read that book.
Right. It's a big book.
It's a big book.
I think about this a lot. In 4th grade, I read some of the thickest books that I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, right?
I was like, why is that? Why in 4th grade was I reading The Hobbit in 4th grade? Like,
how? Like, not even now I would be able to like do that as fast as I did that back then.
I remember in elementary school, I'd be walking through the hallways,
oh my God,
reading, and people were like, "You need to pay attention where you're going." I'm like, "No, I can see. I see all. I'm the avatar.
I'm the main character. I don't know about you guys, but." Oh my God, yes. But then again, like these books had some pretty strong topics, like heavy topics, and then I was like, yeah, I'm 12, I can handle it. I'm 8, I can handle that. Like Aragon had very, very heavy like war scenes. It was very graphic. And I was like, sounds good, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could envision that. I could see that happening.
And then I'm like, the next 2 hours I'm gonna play with my imaginary dragon outside. That's okay.
You made me think of there was a piece of playground equipment that was at my elementary school. That's essentially, it was like a little ladder on both sides and then just like monkey rings that you could swing across. And it's just like one line of these rings.
Yeah.
And it was maybe 6 feet off the ground. So, you know, as an elementary schooler, you're hanging pretty high up. And there was this group of girls that would go and you'd pair up, you'd climb on either side, and then you'd meet in the middle. And you'd just kick each other while hanging together. And whoever fell first lost.
Oh my
and it
God.
was just like elementary school blood sport And I'll think about it every now and then. I was like, God, those girls were vicious.
Oh my god, that's brutal. Oh my god.
Absolutely. In elementary school, there's like all out warfare on the playground. It's and you just like leave with bloodied shins, and
oh my god, that's meta.
the teachers are like, they're just wearing off energy.
Oh my god, I'm not sure, like, what did we have? It's like, oh my god, this is also very, like, looking back on it, there's a lot of embarrassing stuff happening in elementary school.
Yeah.
So, like, my friend and I, she's, like, really good in English, like, at a very young age, because her parents used to talk in English, and so this is important because we would sit together and write songs, but like very basic songs in English. And you can imagine like how well my language level was at like 9 in English. I was like, night, moon, beautiful, something like that. But she was like so good at it. I was like, oh. She's like reading Harry Potter in English at that time. I was like, oh my god, I didn't understand. She was like showing me a text, and she was like, this is a joke. Read it. And I'm like, I didn't understand a single thing. I was like, yeah, okay, nice. And
sure.
She's like, ha.
Yes, funny.
But coming back to the story, so we wrote songs, right? And there was like this on the playground, there was like this big tower where you could climb up, and there's like a little platform on top. Like nothing crazy, but for like elementary school kids, it was pretty high. I would say like even for me, it's like it's high. It's okay.
We had a similar tower that was probably too high.
Yeah. I remember like one kid falling off of that and then needing to go into the hospital.
Exact same thing happened in my school. Some kid pushed him, and it was just like, well, they need to get rid of the tower now. It's too tall.
Oh my god.
So you're on the elementary school tower of death.
Yeah, we're like on top of there, and then we would like perform the songs to each other. Like the other person would be like standing at the ground, the other one would be on the platform. We're like, nighttime, ooh. Wow, great.
Your first stage performance.
Yeah. Oh,
that's pretty great. All right, you've shared some embarrassing elementary school stories. I feel compelled to share one with you.
Oh my god, so please do.
Even level. I remember I liked a girl in elementary school. And I had liked her for a little bit. And you know, like when you're young, you're like kind of embarrassed about it. You know, you don't share it with anybody. And I was sitting with a friend, and he's like, but you want to share it with people. You're just embarrassed. You're like, it's like, I like a girl. He's like, who is it? And I was like, I'm not going to tell you. And he's like, no. Tell me. I swear. Like, I won't tell them. I won't tell anybody. I'm like, I've literally never talked to this girl. I like saw her and I thought she was cute. So I like no interactions with this girl. Yeah. I was just like, that girl over there. I think she's cute. And he immediately stands up and starts walking straight towards her. And I was just like, are you kidding me? And I start like hiding on the playground. And he goes over, and obviously he just tells her outright, hey, he likes you. I was like, I'm never telling him anything ever again.
Oh no.
But she wants to talk to me. So he comes and gets me and like pins me to the ground so that she can ask me why I like her, you know, like third graders do. And I'm like pinned to the ground in the dirt and playing it coy. I'm like, oh, you know, the usual reasons. And she's like, I think you like me because of my clothes. And like, I was like, what? I was like, people like each other for clothing? I was like, I didn't, what? Like, took a moment, scrambled out from under him, and just like ran away, like probably like Naruto type running away. Because, you know, I'm a superhero.
Yeah, right. I'm like, main character, yeah. Yeah.
So there's my embarrassing story. That was my one interaction I've ever had with her.
So like, did you get together or?
Mm-mm.
Sad.
I was very confused for a while as to why she thought that I would like her for her clothes. As a young kid who didn't pay attention to what he was wearing, I didn't understand that. And so I think that perplexed me for a while.
I can see that. Yeah. But I mean, like, elementary love stories are always like the funniest because it's just so, I don't know, it's like full of embarrassment, not knowing what to do, and then just hiding and running away. I remember there was one boy that liked me and I didn't like him at all. Like, I was like, sorry, no. I was like in love with his friend and everybody knew that. Even he knew that. It was a tough time. However, there was like, oh my God, this story. There was like a big fire where like all of like our class would come together and with parents and everybody would just be, it's like, what do you call like these big fires? Like bonfire, exactly. And then one of his friends told me that he was gonna gift me a necklace. Mind you, we were 9, 10 maybe. I was like, what do I do? I do not like him. So I asked my mom and my sister, and I was like, this boy likes me. He wants to give me something, but I do not like him at all. And they were like, you gotta be like honest with him and tell him what you feel, yada yada. And then the time comes, his friends are like, hey, can you come over here? Like behind like a small hill. It was like super dark at the time. Like then I was like climbing over this small hill, and then he was standing there with like 5 of his friends, me completely alone. I was like, oh no, this is awkward.
You better take this necklace.
So I knew this beforehand because like one of his friends snitched. Like they outright told me that he was going to give it to me. And then he was like, I like you, this is for you. And I took it and I was like, I'm sorry, but you need to give this to someone that likes you as well. And gave it back to him. And then I left.
You know, it's good. It's good you were able to. I have a similar story.
Oh no,
we're just triggering memories at this point. I have a similar story that ends differently. So there was a girl that I thought I was just friends with. This is like just after like 4th grade, maybe 5th grade. And I thought we were friends. And then she was like, I like you. Do you want to, I don't know if this is a thing in Germany, but when you're young and you want to date, but you're not old enough to like date, you say, I want to go out with you.
Okay.
It's like you're paired, but you're not going to really do stuff together because you're too young to do that kind of stuff. So it's like, we're going out. It's just like, I want to go out with you. And I was just like, I don't know. That was another one of those moments where I was like, oh, she likes me? Like, what? I thought this was just, now I gotta make a decision about this.
Man.
And so I'm
hard
like,
to do.
I was like, I need a day to think about it. This is what I told her. So I go home and I have a similar conversation with my dad. I'm like, what do you do when somebody likes you and they want to go out with you, but you don't want to go out with them? And he's like, well, you just got to be honest. You got to be, it's the exact same thing. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's better to be honest. I go in the next day and I'm like, I can't hurt this person. Yeah, maybe I do like her. I'll go out with you.
Oh no, you chickened out.
And then it was like 3 days. Yeah, and it was like 3 days later, and I was like, this is the wrong choice. I did this because I didn't want to hurt her, and so I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then later that day, she was like, okay, I'll give you another chance. Do you want to go out again? And I was like, I don't. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm giving you a second chance. You can think about
I got a second chance. And I was like, I can't give you an answer right now. She was like, if you can't give me an answer right now, then it's a no. I was like, I guess it's a no.
Oh my god, the drama.
We were young, you know. I'm sure to both of us there's some cringe here, you know. It's the nature of elementary school stories.
Yeah. But like, I can see where you're coming from, because especially when you're like friends with someone and then they tell you like, I really like you more than just a friend, and you really like that friend, and especially when you're like so young, you really don't want to hurt them.
Yeah. I was like, well, can we just still be friends? Can this not be a thing?
No, can you stop? Like, there was one thing, like another story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh my god. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's also a thing in the US. But like, when you're like writing this little like papers, and this is like, will you go out with me? Yes, no, maybe, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And this happened to me in like 8th grade. So we weren't like that young anymore. Still young,
you're almost
but you know,
high school,
right?
But you're still still kids.
Yeah. And I got this from like a boy that I would consider like my just only a friend. I really wasn't attracted to him like at all. And I was like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? And this was only like yes and no. So I was like, okay, I can't hurt him. So I'm just like, yes. And then we were together for like 2 weeks. And then I broke up with him because I didn't like him. Like, I didn't like it when he touched me. So I needed to break up with him because it didn't work out. You know how I broke up?
It was icky gross when he touched me.
Like, he was like doing this and stuff, like very like small things. I was like, God, I hate this feeling. Oh my god, I do not like this. And then I broke up with him like with a paper. I was like writing, and I was like, sorry, this isn't gonna work out.
It ended how it began.
But then, like, the twist to the story is actually, I found out about this years later. I think I was like in high school. I was like almost graduating. I found out about this. There was a friend of mine, like a girlfriend, and she actually wrote like the little text with, do you want to go out with me? And she made it out to be that it was him that gave me that paper. And she did that because she just wanted to make a joke, right? She didn't think I would gonna like cross yes. And he didn't know about it either.
So he thought you just handed him a note.
Yeah, with like yes. And I was like, you did not do that. She did not tell me yet. Like, until years later, I was like so betrayed. She basically
wait. So was he into you, or did he just like? Did he do it for the same reason you did it, where you were both like, I guess we'll do this?
Yeah. Like, I asked him, and he was like, well, at first I didn't really like you, but then we like met up a couple of times, and then I started to like you, so I was a bit like hurt when you cut it off. But I was like, why didn't you tell me? It was very, very...
That's a twist of the century
right
there.
Right. I felt so betrayed.
Wow.
And then...
How did your friend feel about it? Was she like, I'm a matchmaker? Or was she like, what have I done?
No, she's a match. She was like, I'm so good at this, because she tried to pull that with me another time with a different guy that I knew was actually liked me, but I didn't like him at all. Like, zero chance. And I was like, no, not a second time. No.
I will not fall for this again.
I was just crumbling, and I was throwing it at her.
Well, okay, so we're nearing the end of our time.
Oh no, already.
I know. It's flown by like this.
Yeah.
I do have like 2 small queries for you.
Okay.
One is, Have you thought about reaching out to other creators who do musical things to collaborate with them?
Oh, yeah. 100%. But I'm a bit shy about my skill, I would say. So I was like, can I do that? I'm not sure if I'm like made out to be that person that can reach out, right? But I probably just need to get over I don't know, I just need to face my fear in that regard. But yeah, totally. I have thought about that, yeah.
Well, I'll be anticipating something in the future.
Well.
My other query is, whenever you're feeling agitated or frustrated, do you have something that you like to do to try and calm yourself down?
I think it's more of a technique to calm myself down. It's not really an activity. It's just like trying to breathe very slowly. So breathe out very slowly. And like when I'm very frustrated about something, I want to just move away from it, step back. Like when it's videos, maybe. And I like to lay down and then just try to meditate. I guess it is like meditating essentially. And I think reading as well is a thing that really gets my mind off of things. So just like immerse myself in a whole different universe, whole different story that has nothing to do with anything. So I can really dive into that and then be like, okay, now I can really look at why I'm frustrated and think about how I can overcome the frustration, because it's likely that I'm not happy with myself or with the output that I did, and then I need to really reflect why I'm not happy with what I've done. So yeah. Reflecting is a big part of overcoming that feeling, I think. Yeah.
Is there something you've been reading lately?
So I've been like getting back into reading for the last month. And you know how there's like the Amazon Kindle, and they have like in the Amazon store, there's like every month or so you have like books you can read for free. So I was like picking up some books. All of them were so bad. I was like reading them, why am I doing this again? This is horrible. I'm not sure if it's like lost in translation or something, but like sometimes when things get translated, like English books into German, you're just sitting there like, this is the most rubbish thing I have ever read in my entire life. This is bullshit. But like the thing with like reading is I can't stop reading just because it's bad, right? I have to finish the whole story because I want to know what happened. So I'm just sitting there like, this is so incredibly dumb. Why is she doing this? This is so dumb. Oh, no, I hate this. And then the next evening I'm like, time to pick it up again and be mad about this character that I hate so much.
How many terrible books have you finished at this point?
I think I'm at like 4 or 5. It's a bad thing. I'm not sure why I do that, but I have to finish books. I can't just like put them away. I'm not sure why, but I have to finish them.
So you should put that skill / curse to the test and like start picking up textbooks.
Oh.
And then you have to finish them.
I'm not sure if that's the same thing. I mean, I could do that with like this big ass book about sociology that I still have lying around because of university, but I'm pretty sure I won't do that.
You're not going to become a hyper skilled sociologist overnight.
I mean, I can show you the book if you want to see the book.
I'm curious.
Okay, I'm going to show you. Wait a sec. I have it like over here. Oh my god, it's so hot. Oh.
Wow, that's a thick book.
Yeah.
That sweet book ASMR. Oh, she can't hear me.
Sorry, could you
You're gonna give us that sweet book ASMR?
Oh yeah, sure.
That flipping the pages.
Oh, this is not where the... Oh, okay, this is the opening. Yeah. Oh, do you see?
That's the stuff.
Do you see? I like marked everything that I need to do. Like we had to do a presentation about like one chapter of it.
A single chapter of the giant textbook.
Yeah, and everybody in class would like do a different chapter, so we basically had an idea about the book, but I didn't listen to any other presentations about this, so...
So I have a very small understanding of sociology.
Yeah, I mean, it is very, like, interesting, but it's also, when you read this, you're like, okay, yeah, but okay.
Well, before we wrap up for the day, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want people to go look at? A book you would recommend?
Never. No, I do not have any book. Well, you can go look at my YouTube channel if you want to, but there will be some new covers coming soon. Working on them right now, and I'm very active on TikTok right now, so almost every day a new video, and if you miss me, go ahead and watch that. Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Talking about your cringe elementary school stories.
Yeah.
We traveled down memory lane. I wasn't ready for that.
I think we had a good time, right?
Well, yeah, I had a good time. I don't know. I am the main character, so that's really what matters.
I mean, me too, so... We are basically the avatars existing simultaneously, so... Oh.